People with gastritis, stop eating these 7 worst fruits. They're destroying your stomach. If you keep eating them thinking they're healthy, you're actually worsening the inflammation every day. That burning sensation, the bloating, and the sudden acid rising after what seemed like a healthy snack are signs these fruits are hurting you. With gastritis, your stomach lining is already inflamed and vulnerable, and certain fruits trigger more acid and aggravate the pain. Many people suffer for years, not realizing their favorite fruits are the hidden cause. Today, I'll reveal the 7 worst fruits you must avoid if you want real healing. Before we start, drop a comment with where you're watching from and which fruit you suspect is your trigger. And if you're new here, subscribe for more natural, evidence-based tips to heal gastritis. Fruits can be a problem for gastritis, even though they're usually considered healthy. That's because the inflamed stomach produces excess acid, and fruits high in citric, malic, or ascorbic acid irritate it further. Others are rich in fructose, which ferments and causes gas and bloating, putting more pressure on the stomach walls. Even fiber, normally beneficial, can worsen flare-ups because it demands more acid for digestion. That's why some fruits that seem good for health can make gastritis symptoms worse. Now, let's talk about the 7th worst fruit for gastritis, which might surprise you because it's often recommended for digestive health in general population. Ripe mango, especially when it's very soft and sweet, contains high levels of natural sugars and acids that can trigger gastritis symptoms. The problem with very ripe mangoes is that they contain concentrated fructose and citric acid levels that increase as the fruit ripens. When you eat an overripe mango, these compounds can ferment quickly in your stomach, producing gas and increasing acid production. The high fiber content in mango skin and flesh also requires significant digestive effort, which means your stomach needs to produce more acid to break it down properly. Many people with gastritis report feeling bloated, experiencing increased stomach pain, and having that familiar burning sensation within 30 to 60 minutes after eating ripe mango. The natural enzymes in mango, while beneficial for healthy digestive systems, can actually overstimulate acid production in people with gastritis. If you love mangoes and can't imagine giving them up completely, you might tolerate small amounts of slightly underripe mango that's been peeled and eaten on an empty stomach. But during active gastritis flare-ups, it's best to avoid them entirely. The 6th worst fruit for people with gastritis is grapes, particularly when eaten with their skins and seeds. While grapes are packed with antioxidants and are generally healthy, they pose several problems for inflamed stomachs. The skin of grapes contains tannins and natural acids that can irritate your stomach lining directly. These compounds are the same ones that give red wine its astringent quality, and they can trigger the same burning sensation in your stomach. The seeds contain oils and compounds that are difficult to digest and can cause mechanical irritation to your already sensitive stomach walls. Additionally, grapes have a high natural sugar content, and when combined with their acidic properties, they can create an environment in your stomach that promotes further inflammation. Many people with gastritis find that eating grapes, especially red or purple varieties with thick skins, leads to immediate discomfort, including sharp stomach pains, increased acid reflux, and a feeling of heaviness in the stomach area. The 5th worst fruit for gastritis sufferers is kiwi, and this might shock you because kiwi is often promoted as a superfood for digestive health. The reality is that kiwi contains extremely high levels of vitamin C, which is actually ascorbic acid, and this can be incredibly harsh on an inflamed stomach lining. A single kiwi fruit contains more vitamin C than an orange, and while this is beneficial for your immune system when you're healthy, it can feel like pouring acid directly onto an open wound when you have gastritis. The enzyme actinidin found in kiwi is designed to break down protein, which sounds helpful for digestion. But when your stomach is already producing excess acid and your lining is inflamed, this additional enzymatic activity can overstimulate your digestive system and cause severe discomfort. Many people with gastritis report feeling intense burning sensations, sharp stabbing pains, and increased acid reflux within minutes of eating kiwi. The texture of kiwi, with its tiny seeds and somewhat fibrous flesh, can also provide mechanical irritation to your sensitive stomach walls. The natural acids in kiwi, including citric acid and quinic acid, create an acidic environment in your stomach that can perpetuate the inflammatory cycle. If you've been eating kiwi, thinking it would help with your digestive issues, and wondering why your gastritis symptoms seem to be getting worse, this could be the missing piece of the puzzle. Moving to the fourth worst fruit, we have oranges, which are probably the most commonly consumed citrus fruit that people with gastritis continue eating without realizing the damage they're causing. Oranges are loaded with citric acid, which gives them their characteristic tart flavor, but this same acid can burn your inflamed stomach lining like fire. The pH level of orange juice is around 3.3 to 4.2, making it quite acidic and potentially harmful for people with gastritis. When you eat an orange or drink orange juice, especially on an empty stomach, you're essentially bathing your already irritated stomach lining in acid. The pulp and fiber in oranges, while nutritious for healthy individuals, require additional stomach acid for proper digestion, which means your stomach has to work overtime and produce even more of the acid that's already causing you problems. Many gastritis sufferers experience immediate symptoms after consuming oranges, including sharp burning pains that can last for hours, increased belching and gas, and that uncomfortable feeling like something is sitting heavy in your stomach. The natural sugars in oranges can also ferment if your digestive system is compromised, leading to additional gas production and bloating. What makes oranges particularly problematic is that they're often consumed as juice, which concentrates all these problematic compounds and delivers them directly to your stomach without any buffering from other foods. The third worst fruit for gastritis is lemon, and this might be the most surprising entry on our list because lemons are often recommended for various health benefits and alkalizing the body. However, the key thing to understand is that while lemons may have an alkalizing effect on your body overall after they're metabolized, they are extremely acidic in your stomach during the digestion process, and that's where the damage occurs for gastritis sufferers. Lemons have a pH level of around 2.0 to 2.6, making them one of the most acidic fruits you can consume. When you have gastritis, your stomach lining is already inflamed and hypersensitive, and introducing something as acidic as lemon is like rubbing salt in an open wound. The citric acid concentration in lemons is so high that it can cause immediate and severe burning sensations, cramping, and increased acid production. Many people with gastritis who try drinking lemon water in the morning, thinking it will help cleanse their system, end up with excruciating stomach pain that can last for hours. The essential oils in lemon peel and the high concentration of ascorbic acid can also trigger inflammatory responses in your digestive system. Even small amounts of lemon, such as a squeeze in your water or a slice in your tea, can be enough to trigger a gastritis flare-up in sensitive individuals. Now we're getting to the second worst fruit for gastritis, and this one is Acerola, also known as Barbados cherry. This small red fruit is often celebrated as a vitamin C powerhouse, containing up to 100 times more vitamin C than oranges, and that's exactly why it's so dangerous for people with gastritis. The astronomical levels of ascorbic acid in acerola make it one of the most stomach-irritating fruits you can possibly consume when you have an inflamed stomach lining. Just one small acerola fruit can contain over 1,600 milligrams of vitamin C. And while this might sound impressive from a nutritional standpoint, it's absolutely devastating for gastritis sufferers. When you consume acerola, you're essentially flooding your already sensitive stomach with concentrated acid that can cause immediate and severe burning sensations. The pain from eating acerola with gastritis is often described as excruciating, with many people reporting that it feels like drinking battery acid. The high concentration of natural acids in acerola can also trigger a cascade of inflammatory responses in your digestive system, leading to increased acid production, severe cramping, and persistent burning that can last for many hours after consumption. What makes acerola particularly problematic is that it's often consumed as a supplement or concentrated juice, which means you're getting these dangerous levels of acid without any buffering from other foods. The tartness of acerola should be a warning sign to anyone with gastritis, as that sour taste is literally the acid that's going to burn your stomach lining. Even people with mild gastritis often find that acerola triggers severe flare-ups that can set back their healing progress by weeks or even months. And now we come to the absolute worst fruit for gastritis. The number one fruit that you must avoid at all costs if you want your stomach to heal. And that fruit is pineapple. If you have gastritis and you're still eating pineapple, you're essentially sabotaging your own healing process every single time you take a bite. Pineapple is a triple threat for gastritis sufferers because it combines three different mechanisms that can destroy your stomach lining and perpetuate inflammation. First, pineapple contains bromelain, which is a powerful protein-digesting enzyme that's actually used in meat tenderizers because it literally breaks down proteins. When you have gastritis, your stomach lining is already compromised and inflamed, and bromelain can further break down the protective mucus layer and even attack the proteins in your stomach tissue itself. This enzyme is so aggressive that it can cause what feels like chemical burns inside your stomach. Second, pineapple is extremely acidic, with a pH level between 3.2 and 4.0, which means you're bathing your inflamed stomach lining in acid every time you eat it. The citric acid and malic acid in pineapple create an intensely acidic environment that can trigger immediate and severe pain in people with gastritis. Third, pineapple contains high levels of natural sugars that can ferment in your digestive system, especially if your gastritis has affected your normal digestive processes, leading to gas production, bloating, and additional pressure on your already painful stomach. The combination of these three factors makes pineapple the most dangerous fruit for gastritis sufferers, and the effects are usually immediate and unmistakable. Within minutes of eating pineapple, most people with gastritis experience intense burning sensations, sharp stabbing pains, increased acid reflux, and severe cramping. The bromelain in pineapple is so powerful that many people report feeling like their stomach is being eaten from the inside out. And this isn't an exaggeration. The enzyme literally digests the protective proteins in your stomach lining, leaving the tissue even more vulnerable to acid damage. What makes this even worse is that the effects of pineapple can last for hours or even days after consumption. As the bromelain continues to work in your digestive system and the acid damage triggers ongoing inflammatory responses. Many gastritis sufferers who accidentally eat pineapple find that it sets back their healing progress significantly and can trigger flare-ups that last for weeks. The concentrated nature of pineapple juice makes it even more dangerous, as you're getting all of these harmful compounds in a concentrated form that hits your stomach all at once. Even small amounts of pineapple can be problematic for sensitive individuals, and there's really no safe way to consume pineapple when you have active gastritis. Now that you know which fruits to avoid, let me share what you should focus on instead to help your stomach heal. The key to recovering from gastritis isn't just about eliminating harmful foods, it's about creating an environment in your digestive system that promotes healing and reduces inflammation. When you remove these 7 problematic fruits from your diet, you're taking away the constant irritation and acid assault that's been preventing your stomach lining from repairing itself. Think of it like trying to heal a cut on your hand while constantly rubbing salt into it. No matter what other healing remedies you use, that wound will never get better if you keep irritating it. By eliminating mango, grapes, kiwi, oranges, lemons, acerola, and especially pineapple, you're finally giving your stomach the break it desperately needs. Instead of these acidic fruits, focus on gentle, alkalizing options that can actually support your healing process. Bananas are excellent for gastritis because they have natural antacid properties and contain compounds that help thicken the protective mucus layer in your stomach. Papayas, when fully ripe and sweet, contain gentle enzymes that aid digestion without the aggressive protein breakdown that makes pineapple so problematic. Melons, like cantaloupe and honeydew, are low in acid and high in water content, which helps dilute stomach acid naturally. Pears and apples, when peeled and eaten ripe, provide gentle fiber and nutrients without the irritating compounds found in citrus fruits. These healing fruits work by providing essential nutrients while maintaining a neutral to alkaline pH that doesn't trigger additional acid production in your stomach. The most important thing to understand about healing gastritis is that it's a process that requires patience and consistency. Your stomach lining has the remarkable ability to regenerate and repair itself, but only when you create the right conditions for healing. Every time you choose a healing food food over an irritating one, you're making an investment in your digestive health. Every day that you avoid these 7 harmful fruits, you're allowing your stomach lining to rebuild the protective barrier that guards against acid damage. This isn't about perfection, it's about progress and giving your body the support it needs to do what it naturally wants to do, which is heal. What makes this approach so powerful is that when you remove the constant irritation from these acidic fruits, you often see improvements much faster than you might expect. Many people notice reduced burning sensations within just a few days of eliminating these problematic fruits, and significant improvement in their overall comfort and digestion within 2 to 3 weeks. The bloating decreases, the sharp pains become less frequent, and that constant worry about when the next flare-up will hit starts to fade away. You begin to feel confident about eating again, knowing that you're not going to trigger that familiar burning sensation that's been controlling your life. Remember that healing gastritis is not just about your physical health. It's about reclaiming your relationship with food and getting back to enjoying meals without fear. When your stomach finally heals, you'll be able to eat with confidence again, plan social activities around food without anxiety, and wake up in the morning without that immediate assessment of how your stomach feels. You'll rediscover the simple pleasure of eating something delicious without paying for it with hours of pain afterward. This journey of avoiding these 7 fruits is really about rebuilding trust with your body and giving yourself the gift of comfortable digestion. The path forward is clear. Eliminate these 7 harmful fruits. Focus on gentle healing foods, be patient with the process, and trust that your body knows how to heal when given the right conditions. You don't have to suffer with gastritis forever, and you don't have to accept constant stomach pain as your new normal. With the right dietary choices and commitment to avoiding these problematic fruits, you can absolutely heal your stomach and get back to living your life fully. If this video has opened your eyes to why your gastritis might not be improving despite your best efforts, please hit that like button to help us reach more people who are struggling with the same issue. Drop a comment below and tell me which of these 7 fruits you've been eating regularly and whether you're willing to eliminate them to give your stomach a chance to heal. Your experience could be exactly what someone else needs to hear to finally understand why their stomach isn't getting better. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications because we're constantly sharing new strategies for healing digestive issues naturally, and we don't want you to miss any of these life-changing insights. Share this video with anyone you know who's dealing with gastritis or chronic stomach problem, because knowledge like this can literally transform someone's quality of life. Remember, you're not alone in this journey. We're here to support you every step of the way toward complete digestive healing.